The 13th race of the Ambergris Racing Series 2015 season was at the Alberta Superspeedway for the Pepsi 225. Casey Lester starts on the AAA pole. Hasn't really made the most of his two previous poles this year, leading only one lap combined in those two races. Justin Bazzani starts to his outside in the number 16. Alan Reed starts third, Jared Cash fourth, and Eric Webler in the number 49 starting in the fifth position. Webler was a regular in 2012 and 2014, trying to be a regular this year. However, this is the first race he made all season, so we'll see if that car can be up at the front all race. He was very fast in the 3 practice sessions we had, so I'd expect him to be a force to reckon with here at Alberta. Ike Durbin in the 55. Unfortunately, 5 Gum is not on the car this week, and unfortunately for him, the rookie will have to pull into the pits and park it on lap 1. Fun's not great enough to piece together a racing car here, race setup, and unfortunately that would bring the 55 down into the pits for the race. Done on lap number 1 for Ike Durbin. Very tough to see that car as it is right now. Michael Carter is your current point leader, and he started 10th, and he's currently running there as he's in the top pack of cars here. This group has kind of separated themselves from the rest of the pack, but he's following his teammate right now in the 16. He's got Sean Glossum up there as well. So J&M Motorsports greatly represented in the top 10 so far here at Alberta in the opening laps. Bjorn Brewer is in the 34 this week. Him and Ryan Barley are going to be rotating in that car for the rest of the year after Cody Lochner, after that vicious Winnipeg wreck, may not even be able to race any longer. So it's very tough to see one of the stars in this series out for the year, but hopefully for that team, Barley and Brewer can hold down the fort and score some owner points for that 34 team. In the back, we see Tim Averill, Todd Bradshaw, and I believe that's Jack Walter. Yes, Jack Walter, Grant Jacobs, and Carson Crompton. These guys all just minding their own business, taking their time in the back, trying to stay out of trouble, and that's a strategy we've seen work in the past. And, well, for these guys, it could either pay off or be detrimental to their race, so we'll see how that strategy plays out. Those guys are definitely staying in the back all race, though. Sean Glossum is going to go underneath Bjorn Brewer for the lead on lap number 12, and he's going to take Michael Carter, his teammate, right behind him with him, and it looks like Carter may look underneath Glossum right away. Glossum's going to lead this lap, but we have a lead change at the front. Brewer was out for quite a while there for a super speedway, and our point leader is going to take the lead away. Michael Carter has led a lap in the last 3 races now, if he can lead this lap in his number 39, and he would. David Lee Bibson's been very good the past couple of weeks. Great to see that team doing well. The team's been obviously on a terrible roll here the last couple of years, and it's definitely turning around these past couple of races. David Lee Bibson has 2 top 5 finishes, so and he's currently running second, so it's definitely good to see him and Jerry Richardson both running very well here at Alberta, and hopefully it's a sign of things to come for that team in 2016. Here is Mike Oppenheimer underneath Carter for the lead. Oppenheimer won the only other super speedway race we've been to this year at Daytona, and he's going to have Greg Sauer, the guy who actually he photo finished with at that race, underneath him now, as those two guys definitely looking strong once again here at another super speedway. And his Toyota, Greg Sauer's Toyota, is going to go to the lead. Justin Bazzani in the 16 is going to go underneath Sauer. And after that, Bazzani really does like these super speedways. In the media earlier, definitely talking about how these type of tracks are his favorites. Definitely likes the way these races play out. Eric Webler is going to take the lead away from Ricardo Blanco, and this was great to see. The fans were all on their feet, very happy for this guy, and so were we. He's deserved it. He's had a rough year so far, and it's definitely nice to see that Speedway Chevrolet out front. Here at the Pepsi 225, Alex Yates a little slow on the outside. Looks like he's going to get turned by Cohon into the inside wall, and on lap 36 we have our first caution up the track into Glossum, Bradshaw, and Hierski. They would all get the worst of it. Yates is actually going to drive away. It looks like Cohon Cohon just had nowhere to go. Yates merges right down into him, and the one car definitely looking slow, may have had a tire going down, but he gets into the 9, 98, and the 81. They're all done for the race. Yates would continue on, as would Cohon. But Sean Glossum definitely looked like he had another good car, as he always does. And that car is now in the garage area, done for the race here in the Pepsi 225. Hierski, he was caught up in this one as well. Let's go on board with him, and he's had a really, very good past couple of weeks. He ran very well at Winnipeg, was running decent here, just looking to avoid any trouble, and unfortunately he got caught up. And the only trouble we've had so far in this race. Tough to see, but he will go behind the wall in the number 81. Ricardo Blanco is going to win the race back to the line in the number 08, beating out Herb Cilantro. And unfortunately, it looks like we have another wreck after they cross the line. Bjorn Brewer, I don't know what that was about, gets into Scranton. Scranton with a nice save, doesn't get too much damage, but he was definitely not happy with Bjorn Brewer there. Brewer just merged right down into the 26 and turned him around, so we'll see what comes of that. Everyone's in the pits now, as actually the whole field will come in. We have a couple cars getting worked on already from that wreck, but Ricardo Blanco is going to hold the lead out of the pits. Herb Cilantro second. I believe Pisani edged whoever that was for third, and then we see the rest of the field filing out. One big topic of discussion this week was pit road accidents. Remember last year Nate Smith was involved in a pit road accident with Wendy Fisher, and that would actually end up costing him a bit in the points, as if he finished strong there, he may have held down to the point lead at Saskatchewan, but unfortunately that would be the start of what would be him losing the championship in the last race of the season. 08, Ricardo Blanco is once again your leader on the restart, and it looks like Heath Davis is going to make a move to third underneath Pisani. That's the only lead change, or the change at the front that we see so far. Cilantro would eventually get the lead away, and Blanco struggling on that outside groove, and looks like he's got Pisani all over his back bumper, but Cilantro definitely running a lot better than he has all season these past couple of weeks. Here is Lipinski, and well, he has had a pretty rough year as well, but he's currently in the lead here at Alberta. Great to see him up front in his Buick Regal. He's probably been the worst of the Avoda drivers this year, and he would get the lead stolen back by Justin Pisani from him, taking Ross Lowry with him in the 44, who's been pretty strong the past couple of races, ran very well at Winnipeg, and he's actually going to look for the lead. So Ross Lowry and his Jimmy John Volkswagen goes to the lead, taking Mike Oppenheimer with him. That train of cars on the bottom definitely looking very strong right now. That's obviously where you want to be on this racetrack. Outside just doesn't have nearly enough grip. Nick Black, last week's winner, is going to go to the inside of all these guys and take the lead away. Nick Black to P1, and he's got a rear view mirror full of Jack Walter, who's going to look to the inside now. So Walter to the lead now in his number 91. Definitely want to see him win a race this year. He's definitely deserved it. And that beautiful Netflix scheme running very well here at Alberta. Tommy Richer in the 2 car goes to the lead underneath Josh Mertz. This was a couple laps later. Lots of lead changes in this one, obviously. And Richer goes to the lead in his number 2. He is also, like Pisani, he is also very fond of these super speedway tracks. Runs very well at them. And here he is closing in on his teammate Bjorn Brewer. Has a little bit of side damage. And Brewer gets into him! And then we have the big one. As, oh my, Mertz with a hard hit. We have a ton of cars involved. Mertz is still flipping, and a lap car just cut in front of our leader, Tommy Richer. That's 2 teammates. Oh my, this is just detrimental to this race. Everyone gets involved. Webler is involved. Cash, I see Oppenheimer. Lipinski sliding down the racetrack. Hensler, Blanco, lots of good cars taken out in this one. Let's watch Josh Mertz. No idea what Brewer was doing there. And it cost a bunch of cars as, wow, Mertz takes a couple of hard hits there. And he's barrel rolling. Not a good view of this one. The hill really blocks the angle here. Let's take a look from the helicopter cam. This will be a much better view of this one. Hard hit into that opening. And just a lot of good cars are taken out. Tyler Diefer is involved. Ross Lowry. 92 Darian Manorin, who's subbing for Casey Anderson. Let's go on board Jared Cash here. Nowhere to, oh wow. 8 car just pops up in front of him, nowhere to go, and that was a very hard hit for him as he is stuck with Mike Oppenheimer's number 99. Let's go on board Tommy Richer, the 34. A huge mistake. I've never seen anything like that before. Takes out his teammate and about 20 other cars. Yeah, the 34 was called to the hauler, obviously. And let's go on board our point leader here, see if he got any damage. Looks like he does. And I don't know if how much that'll hurt the car, but obviously he does not want to get damaged. But a very huge twist of events here. Tommy Richer, the lead car, taken out, and about 20 other cars involved as well. Don't have the exact number, but Herb Cilantro comes in as your leader in the pits, and he gets hit by Nate Smith, who's involved in, once again, a pit road accident here at Alberta. Does not have the luck at this racetrack, and he tries to get that fixed while Herb Cilantro gets out of the pits first, even after that contact. So Herb Cilantro has a little bit of side damage now, but he is still your leader here at the Alberta track. On the restart, he's got Brian Hensler to his inside. Hensler, I don't know how much damage he got from that wreck, but obviously enough to put him a lap down. And it looks like right to the inside goes Carter looking for the lead, and he will get it. On the restart, it looks like Darian Manor and Alan Reeds make contact. Reeds is going to go upside down, save the car, and keep driving. And there would be no yellow for this. Very unsure why. A car flips and there's no yellow. Just a weird race. I've never heard of that before. And Darian Manor also involved in the 92. And, well, that's just insult to injury for him. He pulled down to the inside, come in the pits for repairs. And I believe he would retire. Let's go on board Reeds. Probably just a racing deal right there. I can't see anyone to blame there, but Reeds flips over and will continue driving. He'd obviously come into the pits, get some repairs, but I don't believe he would retire from this in his number 19 as we continue to look at a bunch of battles for the lead as these guys just continue to battle at super speedway tracks, lots of lead changes, and yeah, it's just a crapshoot out there here at Alberta as Michael Carter is once again your leader. He's got a rear view mirror full of Kent Grosso and now Justin Pisani to the inside of him, and the 16 car takes the lead away. Keith Davis is going to blow up on lap 63 in his number 88 machine, and down into the inside he goes, out of the way of everybody, and fortunately no one would wreck. But unfortunate break for Keith Davis, who was running in the top 5, had a very fast car all weekend, and the LifeLock Chevrolet done for the race on lap 63 with a piston failure. Here's Jack Walter going to the lead in his number 91. His teammate Darian Mandarin obviously not faring too well so far, but he's definitely having a great race in his Netflix Chevrolet. He's got the 46 of Jeff Parshall up there as well in his rear view mirror. Here's Todd Kinsen for the Garth Enterprises entry in the Burger King Chevy to the inside of Walter, and the 82 will go to the lead. He's been very quiet all year, but definitely a great driver, an iconic driver in this series, and he leads until Kent Grosso is going to take the lead, as Justin Pisani got the lead beforehand. Lots of lead changes. Again, we're not going to show all of them, as Kent Grosso is your new leader. Then Justin Pisani goes back to the lead in his number 16 Verizon Dodge. He's got Jeff Parshall right behind him. Parshall having a very nice run, and it's nice to see him up front as well. And these super speedways really bring out guys to the front that usually aren't at the front. It's really great to see. Here's Jerry Richardson, who's another one of those guys, and we saw his teammate David Lee Bibson up there earlier. I believe he was involved in the big one, but Jerry Richardson, his teammate, having a nice run in his Kmart Dodge. 91 of Jack Walter's going to look underneath the 5 car here. We have a caution. The caution lights are on, and I believe it was for debris, but the 91 rounds turn 4 and takes the yellow flag. Yes, we have a caution lap 74, debris on the back straightaway, and the pace car would gather the field on the back straightaway. Jack Walter leads the field down to the green on lap 79, and he packs it down to turn number 1, and would, well, hard to tell from this angle what's happening, but he is your leader, that's we know for sure. Greg Sauer goes back to in the lead in the 24 car. Known for his road course racing, owns a couple go-kart tracks back in his hometown, and but definitely surprising this year how well he's raced at these super speedways. Greg Sauer having a nice run in his Starbucks Toyota. And here's Justin Pisani going to the lead in his number 16. Mentioned earlier how well he likes these super speedways. So Pisani to the lead. His first win came at a road course, and so it's definitely been differentiation in Justin Pisani's win column, as he currently leads here at Alberta, and he looks to add another type of track to that list. Jonathan Ringer to the lead, and then Greg Sauer gets it right back. Jonathan Ringer, who's been very quiet the past couple of weeks actually, is back up front. That's good to see for his team. Here's Kent Grosso in the Taco Bell Chevy going to the lead underneath Jack Walter with just a handful of laps to go, as Chevy's definitely prevailing here at Alberta, definitely running very well. Seeing a lot of Chevys out front. Kent Grosso is the top Chevy right now in the standings. They catch up on Tim Averill here with just about 5 to go. Kent Grosso gets around him pretty easily. Looks like the top group is going to be held up just a little bit. Pisani and Grosso, and along with Richardson, my bad, are going to get out in front of everybody. These guys break away a little bit, and the 16 goes to the lead, taking the 54 with him. And it looks like Richardson may be looking to the inside. Richardson hasn't visited Victory Lane in quite a long time. It's been about 5 years since the Kmart Dodge has been in Victory Lane. Unfortunately, he would not get it. Here comes Jonathan Ringer in the Chase Bank Dodge to the lead. He's got Zach McCrae right behind him in the number 5. He hasn't been up front all year, but he's definitely running well. Jerry Richardson gets back around them for second. Closing in on the final laps here, Scranton is a lap car, and he's going to hold up Jonathan Ringer on the outside lane, allow Kent Grosso to get around him, and Kent Grosso goes to the lead with 2 laps to go, and he's got Mac DiCario right behind him and Will Legge as well. That same lap, here comes Justin Bizzani to the lead inside of the 6 car in turn number 3, coming to the white flag off turn number 4. Definitely could be an interesting finish here. Here comes Mac DiCario in the number 96, looking for his first career win. The 2014 champion all over the back bumper of the 16 now. White flag is out. Final lap here at Alberta. 2.25 miles left. And looks like the 96 is going to cut off the 91 for second place. And this battle for the lead is still very much on. 16 car holds it. Down the back straightaway. Here they come. And doesn't look like much happening. 96 could probably move to the inside, but it looks like Walter's going to take advantage of him not. Walter's going to go to second. Pizzani's going to hold the lead. Off turn number 4, will the 91 catch the 16? Doesn't look like it's going to be that case, as here comes the 16 into the tribal. Justin Bizzani is going to get the win. He wins the Pepsi 225 at Alberta. Very happy on the radio. It's been a really long time since Pizzani's been to Victory Lane, and that car jumps in the air on the banking while he's doing his burnout. Congratulations to Justin Bizzani and JM Motorsports, the winners of the Pepsi 225 at the Alberta Superspeedway. So Pizzani wins it. Great run from his team, and obviously very happy in Victory Lane. Jack Walter finishes second. Great run for him. That's his best finish on the year. Jerry Richardson, his best finish on the year as well. He finishes third in the number 54. Todd Kinsen finishes fourth. Mac DiCario finishes fifth, closes in on that points lead. Jonathan Ringer finishes 6th, and Nick Black following up his win at Winnipeg with a 7th place finish. Great run from him. Zach McCrae finishes 8th. Great run from him. That's his best finish on the year. Kent Grosso 9th, and Greg Sauer finishes in the 10th position. A very unorthodox top 10 compared to what it usually is. Point leader Michael Carter finished 14th. That'll keep him in the point lead by 12 points over DiCario. Jonathan Ringer is 81 points back in third. Big gap between second and third. Sean Glossum is 4th, 94 points back. Alex Jates 5th. He had a rough race, and he is 133 points back. Nick Black is all the way up to 6th, 141 points back. So Nick Black with a strong end of the year, just as he did last year. Tyler Diefer is 7th. Mike Oppenheimer 8th. Jimmy Colhoun 9th. And Ricardo Blanco has worked his way back into the top 10. He rests in the 10th position in your point standings after 13 races. Next week, we head to Bristol Motor Speedway. Should be a great race on the world's fastest half mile, so stay tuned. Should be a great one. Stay tuned. There is more Amp Energy Racing Series action coming up. We still got around 7 races left. Should be a very interesting points battle.